Dr. Sarah Chen checks her phone at 6:47 a.m. 2 days ago, this number was different. $2,163,000 different. She hasn't slept. 47 hours awake, staring at screens, waiting for something that will never come. She's a cardiovascular surgeon, Harvard Medical School, top 5% of her class, 22 years of decisions that saved lives, and 48 hours that erased everything. This isn't a story about stupidity. This is a story about what happens when intelligence becomes a weakness. Dr. Sarah Chen performed her first open-heart surgery at 31. By 38, she was leading a cardiac unit at Massachusetts General Hospital. Her colleagues called her meticulous, the kind of surgeon who triple-checks before making a single incision. Patients called her the one you want when it matters, when your life is on the line. She published 17 peer-reviewed papers, spoke at medical conferences in 4 countries, taught surgical residents how to make decisions under pressure, how to stay calm when a heart stops, how hesitation means death. Her financial life reflected the same precision: diversified portfolio, conservative growth strategy, no debt except a mortgage she was paying off early, 15 years ahead of schedule. She had $2.1 million in liquid assets, not inheritance, not lottery, earned every single dollar. 23 years of 12-hour shifts, missed birthdays, delayed life. This was her reward. Sarah Chen was not impulsive. She was not financially illiterate. She was not desperate. She was exactly the kind of person who would never fall for a scam. That's what made her perfect. It started on a Tuesday, 11:47 a.m., between surgeries. An email arrived in her primary inbox from the Federal Trade Commission Fraud Prevention Division. Subject line: urgent, your identity has been compromised in federal investigation. The email was formal, professional, no typos. It referenced her social security number, the last 4 digits. Correct. It mentioned suspicious activity linked to her name in a drug trafficking case. Federal investigation ongoing, immediate action required. Sarah's first instinct: delete it. But something stopped her. How did they have her social security number? She didn't click any links. She opened a new browser, Googled the Federal Trade Commission, found the official website, compared the phone number. It matched exactly. She called, not from the email, from the official website. A woman answered on the second ring. Federal Trade Commission, Fraud Prevention Division, this is Agent Williams, badge number 4738. How can I verify your identity? Calm, professional, slightly concerned. The way a government employee sounds. Agent Williams confirmed her information. A criminal network had infiltrated a healthcare database, the Anthem Blue Cross breach from 2 years ago. Sarah remembered that. She'd received the notification, changed her passwords. Nothing happened until now. The criminals had been using stolen identities to open bank accounts. Sarah's name was on 17 accounts she never opened. Federal agents had frozen most of them, but they needed to secure her real accounts before the suspects could access them. Sarah asked, "Why didn't my bank contact me?" Agent Williams, during active investigations, we place information holds. If the suspects are alerted, they disappear. We've seen it happen. It made sense. Bureaucratic, secretive, exactly how the government would handle this. Agent Williams transferred her to Deputy Director Michael Torres, Financial Crimes Unit, a man's voice, older, authoritative. He knew her name, her bank. He knew she'd recently transferred funds between accounts. That was true, 3 weeks ago. How did he know that? Torres explained, to secure her funds, they needed to move them temporarily to federal protected accounts. Insured holding accounts used during investigations. Once the case closed, funds would be returned. Standard procedure, about 48 hours. Sarah asked, "Why can't I just contact my bank directly?" Torres, "You can, But federal protocol requires them to freeze everything pending investigation. That process takes 6 to 9 months. Your mortgage, credit cards, everything, frozen. 6 to 9 months. She had payments due, a daughter in college, a mortgage. She didn't want to wait. Torres sounded tired, like he'd had this conversation 1,000 times, like he was just doing his job. Sarah made a decision: trust the process, move forward. The first transfer was small, $50,000, a test, Torres called it. Sarah logged into her account, initiated a wire transfer. She paused, Googled the routing number. Federal Reserve Bank of New York. It matched. She pressed confirm. Two-factor authentication. Code sent to her phone. Transfer complete. Torres confirmed receipt in 90 seconds. Perfect. Now we can secure the rest. Over the next 6 hours, there were forms. Federal affidavits via encrypted email, verification codes, signatures. Everything felt official, slow, tedious, the way government processes always feel. At 8:43 p.m., Torres called again. More urgent now. We have a situation. Someone tried to access your retirement account, Fidelity Investments, 17 minutes ago. Sarah's stomach dropped. Her retirement account. $1.8 million. Everything. Torres. If they gain access before we secure those funds, federal seizure laws kick in. Everything gets frozen. We're talking years. Years. Torres. We have maybe 3 hours. After that, our hands are tied. Sarah looked at the time. 8:47 p.m. She thought about calling her financial advisor, but it was late. And what would she say? She'd been on the phone with them for 9 hours. What scammer spends 9 hours on the phone? What scammer sends federal documents? Torres, think about the facts. We've provided badge numbers, case files, documentation. We've waited while you verified. If this wasn't legitimate, would we be this patient? He was right. Every article about scams talks about pressure, rush. This was different. They'd been patient. Sarah logged into her Fidelity account. $1,847,000, 23 years of contributions, everything. She initiated the wire transfer. Her hand hovered over confirm. Every instinct screamed, stop, wait. But she'd learned to ignore that instinct. In surgery, doubt kills patients. Confidence saves lives. She pressed confirm. 11 seconds. Everything moved in 11 seconds. Torres, transfer confirmed. You did the right thing. You'll receive credentials within 24 hours. All funds returned within 72 hours. The call ended. Sarah sat alone, staring at her screen. Bank of America, $13,000. Fidelity, 0. Everything else was secured, protected, safe. She told herself that. She almost believed it. She woke up at 5:30 a.m. 3 hours of sleep, no email, no case number, no credentials. She called the number Torres used. It rang and rang. Voicemail. The number you have reached is no longer in service. She tried again. Same message. She called the real FTC. A different voice answered. Ma'am, we don't have extensions. What is this regarding? A fraud case. Case file FTC 2024-7738-HC. Typing sounds. I'm not showing any case file with that number. Sarah's throat closed. I was told my identity was compromised, that I needed to move money to federal protected accounts. Silence. Long silence. Ma'am, the FTC doesn't handle individual cases over the phone. We don't move money. We don't ask people to wire transfer funds. Ever? The woman's voice softer now. Did you send money to someone? Sarah couldn't speak. She hung up, opened her banking app. Bank of America, $13,000. No pending transfers, no holds, just a completed wire transfer. Fidelity, 0. This wasn't a glitch. She called Bank of America fraud department, explained everything, her voice mechanical, detached. The representative pulled up her transfers. Destination account in Hong Kong. The money was transferred out within hours, split into multiple accounts: Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Nigeria, Russia. Can you trace it? We'll file reports, but once funds leave the US banking system and split internationally, recovery is nearly impossible. Maybe 5% of cases recover anything. Sarah had delivered bad news hundreds of times. Your father didn't survive. The cancer has spread. Now she understood what it felt like to receive it. She filed a police report, filed an FBI complaint, hired a lawyer, $400 an hour. He was brutally honest. International wire fraud has a recovery rate of about 3%. The sophistication level you're describing, this is organized crime. Hundreds of people. The money never touched their hands. 6 months later, a letter arrived. FBI Financial Crimes Division. After thorough investigation, we have been unable to identify the perpetrators or locate the transferred funds. Case status closed. Insufficient evidence. No arrests. No recovered funds. Nothing. Dr. Sarah Chen still works at Massachusetts General Hospital. Same position, 60-hour weeks, same precision, same success rate. But the numbers changed. She'll retire at 73 now, not 59. 14 more years. She hasn't told her colleagues the full story. They know something happened. People notice when you stop talking about retirement. She told them she had unexpected expenses, medical issue in the family. People don't ask after that. She told her daughter it was $200,000, bad but survivable. Her daughter offered to take a year off school. Sarah said no. Some burdens you carry alone. She went to one support group meeting, Wire Fraud Victims Support Network. 8 people in a circle. A lawyer who lost $300,000, a software engineer who lost everything, a retired accountant who lost his pension, all asking the same question. How did I not see it? The group leader said, "It's not your fault. These operations are designed by psychologists." Sarah couldn't accept that, because accepting that means accepting she had no control. She never went back. She spent weeks reading academic papers, psychology studies. She learned the terminology: authority bias, commitment escalation, time pressure manipulation, every technique designed to bypass the logical brain. She understood it now. Academically, it didn't help. What she can't explain is this: she knew something felt wrong. Around hour 6, a small feeling, quiet, and she ignored it, because ignoring doubt is what made her a surgeon. Hesitation kills patients. Confidence saves lives. That instinct that made her exceptional is the same instinct they used against her. Her greatest strength became her greatest weakness. Dr. Sarah Chen doesn't talk about it anymore. She doesn't warn people. She doesn't share her story. Because the only thing worse than losing $2 million is everyone knowing you were the person who sent it. She sees patients every day, saves lives every week. But something changed. She second-guesses herself now in small ways. A hesitation before making an incision, a double check that becomes a triple check. It's made her slower, more cautious, more afraid. Fear is new. Fear of making the wrong decision. Fear of trusting the wrong information. Fear of being fooled again. Late at night, when she checks her phone, she sees that number. Balance, $67,000. Everything she saved in 6 months. It used to be $2.1 million. Intelligence doesn't protect you. Experience doesn't protect you. Being careful doesn't protect you. Nothing protects you. Because the trap isn't designed for stupid people. It's designed for smart people. People who trust systems. People who trust authority. People who make decisions under pressure. People exactly like her. Sometimes the trap is invisible because it's designed for someone exactly like you. And when you're inside it, it doesn't feel like a trap. It feels like the right decision.